Good morning. Actually, I think it's afternoon. Oh, yeah, it definitely is. Oops. Okay, I'm losing track of time, which is so strange, and considering where we're at right now at our houses, and every day seems to be Saturday. Strange. Anyway, okay, so here's the thing. I wanted to go over a few things with you and just make sure that we're clear, and I've gotten some questions, and I thought maybe it would be easier for me to just kind of talk through some of the answers, okay? So I'm going to look at my little handy-dandy list to remind myself of what we're supposed to be doing. I also want to know I have my coworkers here with me, so if you wanted to see them, Daisy is very diligently paying attention to the assignments in Google Classroom. Isn't she just stinking adorable? And Isabel is right over there, and she is also very concerned with your schoolwork. So anyway, there you go. Okay, so the first thing, I wanted to make sure if for some reason you didn't do some of the assignments from last week, I just want you to be able to get back to that. Make sure that you wrote down notes about the movie or the excerpts that were in Google Classroom, and go ahead and put those notes, submit it in Google Classroom. It will let me know if you turn it in like now. If you were like, oh my gosh, I never did that. It will actually send it to me via email, and I'll be like, oh yay, little Johnny did that, awesome. And so I'll be able to mark that off. Definitely answer the questions that were due last Friday if you didn't get to those, really important. So the assignments for this week, I just wanted to give some clarification on those. We had the Zoom class, and many of you were able to be there for the Zoom class, but if you weren't there for the Zoom class, maybe you're a little bit confused about the assignment. So I wanted to just kind of look at the assignment document. Okay, so I'm going to kind of get into that document, and so I'm looking at the one that I shared with you in Google Classroom, and you may notice that at the top it actually has the 3 pieces that we read in our textbook, and then also it has the movie Everest, okay? So those are the 4 pieces that you're using as examples in this essay. You don't have to use each one of them. That's not the important part. It's just you can use something from any of those pieces, okay? So what you want to do, the first thing that you do in this essay, so the first paragraph, let me see if I can even, yeah, okay. So the first paragraph is your intro, and an intro always has, if you remember, you always want to kind of have something that's a bit attention-getting. Also think of your intro as your segue for your reader to get from life as we know it to the topic you're writing about. So it's really weird if you're reading something and it's like, purple, awesome color, because of, like, it's just weird. Like, what are we talking about? What's the topic? You want to bring your reader gently into what the topic is. So maybe the purpose of your essay is working together. So if it were me, I would probably think of something that would maybe start the reader off thinking about the topic of working together. I might find a really awesome quote. I might find an anecdotal story about working together. I might try to just think of some way to get the reader onto the topic of working together and talk about working together for that intro, and then get to that thesis statement, that thesis sentence. Now you could do something different for your intro. This is just an option, but if you were like, what do I do for an intro? Hopefully that helps a little bit, okay? So working together is the topic. I think it's okay to think of something that's like maybe broader than that and get to working together, or start out with working together but talk about it in a general way, and then get to what you're going to use in your thesis as the big point that you're going to be making about working together. So for some people, working together takes getting along well with others. For some people, working together takes having a great deal of honesty and integrity. For some people, working together is all about self-discipline and having respect for people. Working together, like, you all have to do that at some point. Think of group work. Think of when you're on a team. Think of being in an extracurricular. You work together with people. Think of being in a family. I mean, we work together with family members, right? Mom says, do the dishes, and you're like, but then probably you do it because you've learned how to work together effectively with other human beings. So what you're doing is you're sharing your knowledge in this essay. So by the thesis sentence, what you want to do by the thesis sentence is you want to write in that sentence, you want to have the topic, working together, And then you want to have, what are the points you're going to be making? And those are probably different for each of you, so there's not really a textbook answer for that, okay? The two situations you're going to be using as examples, those are in your body paragraphs. You're going to use the examples from the Everest movie and the 3 Everest pieces that were in the textbook. So that's going to be your body paragraph 1, example on how to effectively work together. And sometimes we do that in a backwards way, right? We can actually show from the Everest expedition that was terrible how they didn't effectively work together. Maybe for you, working together well means good communication. Could it be argued that maybe they didn't have the best communication on that Everest expedition? For sure, okay? So just, think about how you're going to share that in your body paragraph 1, and then your body paragraph 2 is about your own personal experience when you have had to work together with other people, okay? Now, somebody asked me in an email earlier today, like, how do I write a body paragraph? A body paragraph is like any other paragraph. It's just a paragraph in the middle of the essay. Every paragraph always has a topic sentence. A topic sentence is like what you're going to talk about in this paragraph. So if you were going to use, in the first body paragraph that has to be about Everest, you could say something about, working together takes good communication, which was really important part of the Mount Everest expedition, that we saw in the Everest movie. You could say something like that as a topic sentence and then talk all about it in the paragraph itself, okay? So your topic sentence is going to have what the topic is, and it's going to, in that first body paragraph topic sentence, it's going to talk about Everest in some way, because that's what that paragraph is about. The second body paragraph is going to be your own personal anecdotal story. You can absolutely use first person in that second body paragraph. So that second body paragraph, you may say something like, the next thing you have to work together well with others is you have to know how to listen. Maybe my first point in body paragraph 1 was good communication, maybe communicating effectively, and now my second point is listening skills. I have no idea. It's your essay, okay? And so then I might tell a story about some time whenever maybe I thought I was listening well, but man, I got it completely wrong, and what I learned from that experience. Or I might tell a great story where maybe I listened really effectively and everything was great because I'm such a good listener, whatever. It's your story. But you tell a real life story. And so at the end of body paragraphs, we always think of kind of where we're going. Anytime you're writing an essay, you're always thinking of where you're coming from, where you're going to, what you want your reader to get, okay? So whenever we start a body paragraph, we have a topic sentence. Whenever we end a body paragraph, we have kind of a closing sentence. We're closing those ideas, and we're going to the next thing. So that next topic sentence, and you can have transitions between those. You're supposed to have good transitions between those. So maybe the first thing one would need to work together well with others is good verbal communication. And then, the second thing that somebody would need, that might be your second body paragraph opening, okay? And then, of course, now the body paragraphs are due tomorrow, okay? So, and those are kind of the big ones to write. Hopefully you're working on that today. I actually have already had somebody tell me they got both of them completed already, like really early this morning. So, yay you! That's awesome. Just, keep plugging away at this. So Friday, what you're going to do, this is for everybody who didn't attend the Zoom because I explained it in the Zoom. I think it worked well. I think I effectively communicated. Who knows? So what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste your intro from Monday into Friday's paper. Then you're going to copy and paste your body paragraphs from Wednesday into Friday's paper. You're going to set it all up with proper MLA documentation, and then you're going to do that conclusion. Now, conclusions. First of all, you need to restate your thesis. Restate does not mean use the exact same words in the exact same order. That's terrible. That's just copying and pasting. That is not the same. Restate is you say it in a different way. okay? So restate that thesis, and now you're trying to tie it all together. Did you really make those solid points that you were trying to say? In your introduction, you were saying, hey, working together is really important. It's something that we all have to do, and to do it effectively, one needs to know how to communicate verbally well, and to also listen to others whenever they're communicating. I don't know. So then you would revisit that idea, and then you would maybe go back and kind of talk about how those 2 body paragraphs proved that point. And then you go back out and talk about working together in general again. Man, working together is kind of what we all have to do throughout all of our lifetime. So this is a skill that we have to have. This is a really important life skill. Think about what you're doing right now. We're all working together to try to make this online learning thing work, which is kind of crazy. We're all working together to try to stay in place, keep everybody healthy, not get anything that we could spread to somebody that we love that maybe doesn't have the best immune system, or maybe is a bit older. We just don't want to harm others. So we're all working together to try to do what we can do. Actually, you could use that if you wanted to use kind of this whole COVID-19 situation in your second body paragraph. You could actually do that. So just in case you didn't have any idea what you were going to use for your personal story of working together, you can use this, okay? Okay, so I feel like I've explained the essay reasonably. Correct me if I'm wrong, or ask questions if you're confused. Please let me know. Go ahead and email me. I'll try to get back to you really quick if possible, okay? The other thing I wanted to mention was now that we are all doing remote learning, so they changed this to where it looks like for the rest of April, we are standing down on school. And so we teachers and school administration are trying to figure out kind of what we need to do. And also Illinois, the State Board of Education of Illinois, has some very specific requirements. So now what they're doing is they want us to grade things on a if you completed it, you pass, and then if you have not completed it, it's an incomplete, okay? So what I need you to know, and we're not exactly sure what that incomplete is going to mean at the end. I wouldn't worry about the incomplete. I would just do the work, okay? And talk to me if you're having problems for any reason, getting the work completed. If you need more time, if something's happening, if you're confused, please let me know. But this isn't really a situation where you have to not complete something. Just go ahead and do it and get it done, and make sure that you're passing this. That's the goal, is we want to pass our work. So we just want to turn in and submit everything that we're being given. Now, one thing as a teacher I'm trying to not overwhelm you, okay? So I will tell you that I personally feel strongly that you shouldn't have 1,000,000 hours of English homework from Mrs. Olson, okay? So I'm trying to keep it pretty limited, and we have, a certain amount of work for the whole week, and we have specific deadlines to kind of help us and keep us motivated and to kind of prod us along a little bit. But that's my goal, and we're still learning. Like, you're writing. I had somebody yesterday, they were asking questions on Google Classroom. They were doing a private comment, and they were saying, hey, what'd you think of my intro? Did you like that, this or that? And I was giving feedback. So that's really cool. Like, for those of you who really want to kind of work out how your writing is and ask some very specific questions, it's a really nice opportunity to do that. Okay, so feel free to do that. But if you complete it, you are passing it. So that's awesome as well. Okay, so that's kind of really hopeful. So just keep plugging away, get your work done every day. Get into a routine with your daily life. Try if you can not to let yourself sleep in until all hours of the day and stay up all hours of the night, and just kind of try to keep some sense of normalcy. I think normalcy makes things just a bit better. So I would encourage you, try to set a certain time you really want to be up. You want to get some sunshine every day. I would encourage you to exercise every day. Let the school know if you need anything like food. If you're having Wi-Fi problems, you need to contact us. Call somebody and let somebody know so that we can be sending the work home to you with actual paper and pages home to you so you can get your work done effectively. But let us know if you need anything, okay? But take care of yourself and try each day to set some goals and get some things done for your school, for yourself, for your like health and well-being. And, maybe check with the people around you, mom, dad, siblings, and just see if there's anything you can do for them. And, we are prayerful and hopeful that this is all at some point going to pass, and it's going to make a heck of a story, right? Okay, I miss you guys. It is really weird not going to school. I don't like it. And shock, my twins who are 13 and have told me a million times how much they hate school, they actually told somebody else. They were talking to their big brother who's a Marine, and he's down in South Carolina, and they were telling him last night on a FaceTime call that lasted like 2 hours. They were telling him, no, he was like, hey, you love this not being in school? And they were like, no, we hate it. This is terrible. We want to go back. And I thought, aw, like, yay, they don't hate school anymore. They actually want to see their friends. They actually want some of the continuity of being in class. And, it's kind of nice when everybody hates the same thing. We're all like, we have to go to, PE now, or math, or English, we're probably gonna have to write another essay, there's some normalcy and some peace in that, right? And so they actually miss that. They miss being able to go to school and see their friends and see their teachers, and man, does my heart good as a mama. So yay, I hope you're all doing well, and I'm gonna give you one last opportunity to say goodbye to my coworker. She's been working very hard with helping me with all lesson planning and with all grading. Daisy, woo! Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.